Hey everybody, Mike Naso here from IPR365.com and Podweather.com with the latest on the tropics. Taking a look out there today, you can see this evening we do have three main features. As a matter of fact, Colin is the biggest feature, as we do have a tropical storm warning out for Bermuda in here, as Colin continues to move very, very close to the island as it pools into the North Atlantic over the next few days. We have Invest 92L, which has gotten a bit better organized in the Western Caribbean, but is headed right for the Yucatan and Belize. It might get into the Bay of Campeche, though, and have to watch to see if it does anything there. And then we have Invest 93L, which is pretty ragged at this time and pretty unusual for how large it is, how far east, and the motion, how quick it is moving off to the northwest due to the trough that's going to help the weakness pool Colin out. This one should also get pulled out, but will it? There's a little bit of uncertainty on that, and just if it develops at all. But let's get the latest on our first system, and that is Tropical Storm Colin as of 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Colin was at 28.7 north, 66.6 west, winds were 45 miles per hour gusting to 55, is moving north slowly at 9, and that pressure is 1,009 millibars, and again is expected to pass very, very close to Bermuda, and of course that is why we have tropical storm warnings out. By the time Monday rolls around, it should be starting a move, then 24 hours later way out here, and by Wednesday be gone up in the North Atlantic, and we won't have to deal with it much anymore. And really, if you look at the model guidance, it is pretty straightforward that it will head pretty much to the north-northeast and then off to the northeast and get out of here and not be a feature we're going to have to deal with anymore at all. Now here's the latest satellite imagery of Colin. You can see the exposed center is now under some of the convection. Right about here is where the center of circulation is. And again, if you track that motion, it's been very, very slowly moving today. You can see the wind shear here continues with this upper low just straight into it, but it's keeping this heavy convection on the right side. That's why if it goes to the west of Bermuda, it will have some of that heavy convection over the island. If it goes to the east, then there's a chance that that heavy convection will be far enough away to keep some of the bad weather. Either way, they're already getting gusty winds, high swells, stuff like that, and that's only going to continue. You can see the thunderstorms blowing up here as we definitely get the motion here to help take this system up and out, and it's just a combination of factors that allowed Colin to regenerate, but also keep it close enough to come into view, but far enough away to not have to deal with it, except in Bermuda. And that is definitely showing, though. It did make it, to the area here close to the Bahamas. Remember a few days ago we were talking about that. It made it, just not nearly as strong as some of the models or some people like myself thought it would end up being. But it is August, and we still have a lot of hurricane season left to go. Now, aside from Colin, we do have 92L here, and you can see the model guidance pushes it right into Belize, Chetumal area here, and then take it right over the Western Gulf. If this is the current motion, it would continue. Some of the models are further south. Either way, I think there's a decent shot that it could become a depression or a tropical storm over the Bay of Campeche before it moves in, and that will be something we're going to have to watch. You can see the latest satellite imagery of our system. As the sun goes down, there's a little bit of rotation right in this area here. You see that? Watch the spin there where I just drew it on. You can see there is a little twisting in there. And so we're going to wait and see here if this twisting translates to something tightening up over the Yucatan and moving out and becoming a named storm in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, further out in the Atlantic, you can see Colin there, not looking all that great, but you could see this large area of thunderstorms, one of the meanest tropical waves I've ever seen. Well, it doesn't look so mean anymore. You can see it is trying to organize a bit in here, and it's forecast about a 40% chance that this could become a tropical cyclone and head up in this direction. In fact, here's the model guidance on it, and they're pretty good. They've moved a little bit further west today. As a matter of fact, look at the no-gaps taking this thing straight west. But the models have kind of indicated that the ridging will rebuild enough to push the system off to the west, and then they have a hook to the north, although some of them just generally keep it moving in this direction. So if you had to take a consensus, the black line right now is pretty much like that. That's where the track looks to go. So actually, I'm a bit outdated. Based on this latest model guidance, this system might move a lot more west than we thought before, although right now it certainly seems to have a little bit of a northwesterly component to its track there that we'd have to deal with. If we look at the eastern Pacific Ocean, by the way, because I did want to touch on that, you can see we definitely have a system here. Is this a named system? Yes, it is. It is Tropical Storm Estelle. And 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Estelle was at 17.2 north, 105.0 west. Winds were 40 miles per hour, gusting to 50. It's moving west-northwest at 11, 1,003 millibars. It could get close to a hurricane, probably not though, and end up weakening, heading on out. Not going to be a threat, even if it takes the northern end of this cone or the southern end of this cone. Nothing but high swells and heavy surf for areas of Mexico there. Taking a look at Estelle this evening, there it is, definitely blowing up there. The center appears to be right here, so naturally it's blowing up to the south of the center. And that the way things go with tropical cyclones. That's the way it goes. Estelle, take care. We'll see if you strengthen, and we'll keep track of you as you move out. I'm Mike Naso from IPR365.com. Stay tuned. I'll see you next time.